Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. That is a pre-primed with Artist Loft 12 by 20, 12 by 16 inch canvas. I'm going to show you my inspiration pieces. I like my little trees. I like the colors in the landscape there. I especially like the clouds in the sky. This one, I love the horizon. I don't mind the trees. I like the shapes. So I'm going to try and do something that's reminiscent of one or both, or a combination thereof. Get those out of here. And I think to start with, I'm going to give myself permission to lay down some color on the sky before I do what I intend on doing after that. This is Frostbite. And I might want more of that, but that's a Prizm pour. I'm a Colourarte affiliate. You'll find a 20% off Colourarte coupon code below the video. These are Colourarte colors. This is a Vivid Intense Titan Light Blue. I haven't tried these together before. I think they ought to be about perfect. I'm probably going to indulge myself in a little bit of white. And I have some Vivid Intense White, if it'll come out. I'm not sure I've got enough to make it viable. I don't know why I keep trying to get more paint out of this bottle than it wants to give me. Maybe we'll just go for the Artist Loft White. That sounds like a plan. The Artist Loft White is different mixture. My paint pouring recipes are below show more. The mixture of my Artist Loft White is basically just Floetrol and GAC 800. My other paints are mixed with Vivid Polypore, just Sonia Gloss Varnish. I'm just going to let that go right down here. And then I'm going to pull those blue colors up. I shouldn't worry about smoothing it too much because it's obviously going to get manipulated. I'm going to take that paint off there, wipe it right off for right now. Where did the black come from? That's kind of strange. I haven't used any black today. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, well we'll just try and dissuade that from being a problem. The skies have gray in them sometimes, so we won't worry about it. I want to flip it around. My turntable is not cooperating these days. I'm just going to move all that color right up and then down. And then I'm going to find the colors I hope I set aside. To add my purples. So I'm just basically mixing everything. I like the idea of a lighter top. I don't know why. And I might do what I saw in one of those paintings, which was a nice hillside. And before my paint gets any stickier, I'm going to give myself my slide ability, my base, my first color down. Is it open? Yes. Is Frosted Berry. And that's a Prizm pour, and this is Water Lily, my new favorite, or one of my new favorites. And there might be more paint there than I need, so bear with me while I figure that out. Oh, I've got paint drips over my top, which is perfect timing to catch those while I still have an opportunity to blend them in with everything else. I might want to clean my spatula off on the other side before I start moving other colors. Let's just do this. There's a color in one of those paintings, a nice blue. purple, more blue than pink. And I want to mix that color up, and I actually got out a little container to do that. There is, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's why I wear a headpiece. Why is there a hair in my stuff? Come on out. It doesn't want to come out. I got it. Yay. That was strange. So I don't mind mixing this around a bit. And I still want to mix that other color. And no matter how many weird marks you get in the sky, it can't be any weirder than skies actually are, so I've come to decide that I will embrace whatever strange marks I get, with the exception of objects that do not belong. I think I want a little more water lily. Which is an absolutely gorgeous color. And I did think I saw something in here that needed to go. So I'll take that hair off the end of my tweezers. Can't even imagine. There are no free hairs. They are not free floating in my atmosphere. Except for that other one. So how strange is that? Alright, I have some texture in my sky. But like I said, I'm learning to embrace whatever I get. But I do want that to travel up some. I don't want a straight line. I have played too many times with straight lines. So when the timer goes off, we'll probably come back and do another section. Or finish up whatever I started. Things are getting a little sticky. I'm going to clean off the sticky blade of my spatula on the edge of the canvas. Maybe even on both sides. Pretty sure I can always add more blue. When you're doing a landscape, you have to figure there's a very good chance you're going to wind up using a frame. And spatulas make excellent cloud banks. I could just take some Chantilly lace or something. I could take some frosted berry spontaneously and see what a cloud would look like made of frosted berry. Alternatively, balloons work nicely as well. I'm getting to the point where I'm just pulling paint off, so I got to be careful. So I'm glad I pre-primed my canvas. It was supposed to allow paint to slide more easily. But for some reason, I know I've got the heat on in my studio. Time to turn that off. That is so not helping me. Alright, so I've got a hard line that I saw from One Direction up there, but I'm going to learn to live with it. I'm just going to build some cloud banks with little spatula marks. And hope that they're as cool for me as they are. Hope that they're as cool for you as they are for me. Wow, not articulate again today. I'm not going to worry about mixing my color. I should have somehow set it up in advance. But I really do like what I'm doing, so no harm, no foul. No point in wasting any paint at all. especially going down below the horizon line. It's all good paint. Oh, I like those marks. Wow. I didn't know that I would like them. They look like they remind me of weather. Wipe the rest off at the top. I think I'm going to throw that right in the bucket. Right after I completely take all the rest of the paint off my spatula. And making a slight attempt to blend it into the edge. Okay, now comes the next stage, and I've fortunately got another clean spatula. I'm just going to get rid of my mixing bowls. Actually, that's sticky enough so it's not going anywhere. Excuse my head. So, I thought I'd have something on the bottom. And I've got some Floetrol and Deco-Art Americana 24 karat gold that was a bad mix a long time ago. It was supposed to be a cell activator. And I think I'm going to use it to float other things on. And I'm going to start with the Fandango. And I've learned my lesson. I always have to shake this. The water that I shake that comes out occasionally ahead in advance is not from Colourarte. It's something I added distilled water. Now I could have used white instead of gold, but I really wanted to try the gold out. I've got it to use. Fandango is a Prizm pour. Sea Glass is, it says, I don't know, I think it's a primary element. I'm just going to use a little bit of everything. I've got some teal. I don't know about what shapes to make it more interesting. This is green tea. I still think I'm going to have to spread something on the canvas, like some white, to make everything slide better. This is frog prints. I have somewhere, I have some Paynes gray. Yes, I do. With a little bit of diamonds and pearls in it. This is frog prints. This is a primary element. This is not coming out easily, so I'm just going to help it. Taking the top right off. I need enough paint to spread all over the canvas, and chances are I may scrape my dish out with my Oxo Omelette Turning Flip and Fold spatula or Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. This is a Vivid Intense Tuscan Sun, which reminds me an awful lot of the 24 karat gold actually. I think I'm going to chance either a little bit of blue, or we'll try this Paynes gray first. Which definitely has a decidedly purple tint to it. I'm going to go back to the green tea. And I still want some purple. I don't think I want it to be the water lily, so I'm going to try some of this Burmese red. Just because it keeps catching my eye. And it is a primary element. Trying to make nice random shapes. And I still have no idea for real if I have enough paint. So I'm going to add some triple sec, which is a Prizm pour, just to be on the safe side that I have. I can always add paint to the canvas, I guess. And I will need an edge catcher, but I have some handy. I'm going to move a couple bottles out of the way. Do I want any more purple? I kind of think the black raspberry is calling me. But I'm not sure. I didn't add water, so I'm going to shake it. Yeah, I think I was right. That reminds me very much of the Burmese ruby. It's not very different color at all. Okay, here goes nothing. Here goes nothing after I spread some Artist Loft white. And spread it around also. I'm quiet because I'm focused. I hope this works. It would be nice if it would. That seems like a good amount of paint. I hope that I'm right. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of the top color in the bottom. I'm not sure why I said that because there really isn't. You can't carry a blade of paint right up though. Looks like a snowfield. Okay, I'm done. It's a Christmas scene. Just need some Christmas trees. Okay, I'm going to wipe that spatula off because I think I'm going to use it again in a second. And the white, Artist Loft white is only as a layer to move things. I see something in the paint that's got to go. Looks like I might have had enough paint. And that thing I want to go is right in the middle. I should learn to make more solid areas of color and fewer stripy things. I do like the porcelain dishes or china or whatever, corian, anything from a yard sale or the church bazaar store, charity shop. Now I'm really hoping to do this without mixing the white in, and I want more elbow room than I have right now. Grab an edge catcher. Okay, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to coat and come back in a second. Alright, I'm back. I'm liking my sky with the exception of seeing something in it that does not belong, which I would like to remove before it leaves a permanent mark, which it might be too late already. I suppose I can always put a cloud in. Sometimes pouncing a little tool around will help distribute the paint well. Alright, so I'm not going to use the long one first. I'm going to use a fresh edge catcher. I'm going to try and use it just on the bottom half. I still didn't take that thing out of the center that I need to have gone. I am going to rock my edge catcher, and I'm going to rock it, and I'm going to move the, come on, let go. I'm going to move it down so it covers more edge. And I want that thing out of the middle right now before I go any further. And I kind of wish I'd left my top undone. That sounded really weird. Like I'm at the beach. Just because then I'd have a thumb hold. But right now I'm just going to let all this paint travel down. And then throw it back in again. And then send it all to the other side, hopefully. I'm not sure that Paynes gray was a good idea. I'm not sure about any of this. I'm just learning right now how much paint to use. And I think I was successful in avoiding having the white layer affect the colors. Whoops. And I can always take paint off my edge catcher. Turn that around. I'm trying to stick the painty part of the edge catcher on the painty part of the painting. And I am going to have to fix my top corner where my thumb is holding on. As soon as I get most of that paint on this edge, I'm going to squeeze it a little and let it roll down more than once. And then push it back in. And bring it over to the bottom. And hope that my top is a little bit, no, it's still slippery. My edge catcher is a little short, but I am going to let all that paint fall down. I want a longer edge catcher, that's all there is to it. I gotta have one. Thank you for spinning, turntable. Might be alright. I can always put trees in, and that's probably the solution I'm looking for. Once I see the puddle form at the bottom, then I can rock it so that it squishes onto the uncovered part. I can move it over for the same reason. And then I can see that bubble and get rid of it. Without paint chips, please. One-handed. Trying to clean tweezers one-handed. Yeah, that's going to work. Alright, so I'm going to grab something to keep my turntable from turning, hopefully. And change turntables one day really soon. I'm going to take my Oxo Omelette turning flip and fold spatula and remove some paint from my edge catcher. Put it wherever it's needed, sans chips. Alright, that was a little more dribble than I needed. I usually like purple, a purple horizon, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that this time. I might just do trees. I think I'm going to grab a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula and take advantage of the paint that's on my Oxo Omelette turning flip and fold spatula that you can find on my Amazon link. My Amazon link is on the link tree under Show More in the description underneath the video. And any and all paint is available for me to reuse at the horizon, I believe. That's going in the bucket. Because I have other pretty paint. And some of it seems to be purple too, which is very convenient at the moment, after having said that about Purple Mountains. Rolling hills. I'd love to have a flat surface to work with. Let's see if I can make one happen. Sort of flat. With stuff. And I'll just keep pulling. Pulling paint off my edge catcher and then applying it to the horizon line. And I can probably use a straw or a skewer, or even tip one more time if I wanted to. I'm just going to keep going until I run out. I never did put that hillside in, and I was kind of thinking I would like that. I should have at least left a valley in the center. That looks like something, I guess it's just white paint. Doesn't really matter right now. I kind of like the hills in the background, they're fun. I do have a fair amount of white mixed in. I know light colored paint is going to look like it's receding. I mean, not, it's going to look like it's coming forward. I'm sorry, I'm backwards today. Probably backwards every day. I've got a little paint to fill in my corner. And then the only thing that I have left to do is to decide about putting trees in, and that's not happening until that layer of paint dries. So I guess we're done for now, and I'll be back in a minute. And it'll be tomorrow. Hello, I'm back. This is dry now, obviously, or I wouldn't have a silicone lid sticking to it. The white Artist Loft base didn't really serve me very well. And the canvas has a lot of texture that I'm not appreciative of. So I'm going to try and add some clouds and sprinkle some trees. I had a little pitting. I don't know, it was from, I think it was from the Artist Loft, and a little bit of crazing too, which is really strange. I've got a little dish of tree colors mixed up, but I want to take my Vivid Intense White and play with a balloon along with some Frosted Berry and some Plum Blossom. And I made up a couple of little fingertip sized balloons from a glove, and I might want to use those. This is a little water lily. It was when it was open a minute ago. And I've got some periwinkle. And I've also got some moody lilac. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use or not yet. That's the periwinkle. That's a Vivid Intense. The colors will be underneath the video. So I've got this little balloon. And I'm going to use all those colors, I think, to camouflage some of the texture I don't like on the canvas. And add some clouds I do like on the canvas. And I could probably, if I had some of that color, which I could definitely mix again, I could use the balloon to add color to the edges of the canvas. I don't mind if I just streak the sky with some clouds. But I've got to move them down to get rid of some of that texture, although I'm pretty sure I'm stuck with it. They're inexpensive Artist Loft canvases. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. Of the Vivid Intense White. A little more periwinkle. I love the combination of the more blue, purple. How do I say that? I like this because it's more blue. The periwinkle makes me happy. It's similar to something that I saw in one of the other pictures that I showed you when I started. I'm going to put this right across the top. And I guess I'm going to use even more, because I like it that much. I think this is a terrific color combination. Might even steal some of it to go down here right now. And any place I need it, honestly. But using the balloon does thin it out, so expect it to dry faster, especially if your mix is like mine and you have just on your gloss varnish in it. And the Vivid Polypore, which reminds me, my paint pouring recipe is underneath the video. My paint pouring mixture that I add to my colors. Alright, I'm actually getting pretty happy with that. But I'm going to give myself a little more paint. A little more frosted berry. And maybe a little more water lily as well. If I want something white, I can add it. I'm going to try and make sure, excuse me, frog in my throat. Try and make sure what? I do forget. I'm going to try it, a little bit of white right on top and see what happens. That's quite a bit. That's more than I anticipated, but that's okay. I expect it'll be less sheer than the colors. I always have trouble with the term opaque. Alright, let's move on to trees. Because I think this is as good as it's going to get, and I love that sky. And I'll have to work on the top later. But I do have a studio rag that's wet, so I can take all of the extra paint off that balloon so I can use it again without me having any dry paint making marks that I don't want the next time I go to use it. So what I did was, I did a little test card. I have tiny little tall trees, little round trees, and something slightly larger. And to do those, let's close this up. To do those, I got three different things. This is what my tree usually looks like, and I don't mind if there's little crunchies on the balloon because it makes it look like it has texture. So let's just try my combination, see how far it goes. If I can get my cover off without dragging the paint up. Come on, fingernails. Alright, so I have frog prints, a little peacock, some sea glass, a little wintergreen, and some Fandango. And put this down here, get that out of the way. I'd like someplace to put it. I think I'm going to have to put some more periwinkle up across the top where I see canvas. But I think I can do that without a problem. Let's just get a few things out of the way. Okay, so my colors are, if you've seen, sort of next to each other and overlapping a little bit. And I'm going to try the Q-tip, which made the tall trees look like little pines first. Let's go right down. In the foreground-ish. I tried big trees in a digital way, and I didn't like how they looked. I don't mind a little forest. I think I want more of the dark green color. Seems odd to be doing a green landscape as winter comes. Excuse my frog in my throat. Alright, so I'm going to grab... I really thought I was going to use my balloon. Or the marble in the fingertip too. This is just a Q-tip with some paint on the tip to keep it from absorbing too much. And I've got some burnt, what do I have? I've got Van Dyke Brown if I want little trunks. So I'm just adding a dot and then letting it trail upward. Then I might grab my tweezers and just leave marks, sort of drag the paint up and then sideways in little zigzag patterns, or make little points. I was thinking about adding a sun. I'm not done thinking about it yet. Gotta be careful not to wait too long to do this. I want to try my marble. Just a dab over. It's just a marble in the fingertip. Sort of in between all those colors. Gotta make sure to wipe them off in between so I can still use them after. I don't mind if I get the paint in between the trees because it makes it look a little bit like something's receding in the distance, or maybe I got some seedlings, or could probably add some more. I'm not sure how many more of anything I want. But I don't mind. Making little orchards, or whatever you want to think of them as. And I will have to put some trunks in. I definitely want a sun. Kind of want to mess up the round shape of them so they don't look all the same. I don't mind thinking maybe putting along the horizon would be a good idea. There, I definitely want some of the Van Dyke Brown. And I think it's time for a skewer. I'm tempted to put some shadows in for my trees. I'm not sure about that. They definitely look better with trunks. instead of floating trees. I'm going to put some extra trunks in so it looks like there's trees behind. And I might fill in and add a few more trees. I don't think I'm going to go nuts with the trees, but I do want to put a little sun in. It's not as little as I had anticipated though. Make sure there's nothing on that. Get a little blowout. I always want to lead some rays out. I almost never do it. I kind of like that. I think I'm done. I'm as done as I need to be while you're here. If you come back and there's little trunks on those other trees, you'll know where they came from because I will have added them. Alright, I love you guys. I love my sky. I like my trees. I'm going to shimmer this at you. I really love my sky. Yes. Oh, and things dried really pretty at the bottom. I don't know if you can see how much shimmer I've got. Oh, that fell into place perfectly. My sky has some shimmer. My land has lots of shimmer. And I'll be adding the trunks to my trees in a second, but you'll be gone. Please give me a thumbs up. I'm not sure what I told you at the end of part 1, but if you share my videos, you help me out. The longer you watch, the more the algorithm allows me to have more people see what I post. I do give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, and I do sell my artwork, and my email address is easpb, and the word gallery spelled out, @gmail.com if you'd like to inquire after either a purchase or a lesson. My link tree has a couple of websites and Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, Facebook group. My Facebook groups are gone now, basically. I have no more admin. I have a brand new Facebook page, Priscilla Batzell -art, because they eradicated my old one. I don't know why. It wasn't my fault. My community board will show you tomorrow's video. I have 32 playlists with 100 videos each on them. And everything is also divided into topic and genre. So if you ever like a topic or a genre, just let me know and I'll give you a playlist. Questions are welcome and encouraged. Thank you very much for those of you who contribute through PayPal or Patreon. And you can find the links somewhere around my... YouTube changed them, so there are links, but there's also a membership. I might as well, I'm confused. Memberships are $9.99 a month, and they help me purchase art supplies like canvases and Floetrol and Australian Floetrol and GAC 800, which are very expensive, and I understand it's not an inexpensive hobby, and maybe I should stop doing it. But as long as people who are interested in seeing what I do are becoming members, I can still contribute my tutorials to YouTube. So thank you for being here. I hope you come again. I post at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time most days, and I love you much, and I'll see you anon. Bye for now. Priscilla out.